We'll give it just a minute here to get fired up and see if anybody's going to jump on here. It's being recorded, so it'll be posted out on Facebook and our YouTube channel. So we're starting to get a few on here. Just want to say welcome, everybody. Hope everybody's having a great Wednesday afternoon. So we're excited to be on here. I got Scott Newell on here with me. Scott, you want to say hello?
Hello.
So
I'm here.
He's here. We wanted to take this opportunity to get on here and cover a few things about the new trail we're kicking off. We've had a lot take place here in the last couple weeks, and I'm just going to start out first and foremost. I want to say congratulations to all those teams that made it to the high school nationals, to the junior nationals up there in Clarks Hill. Scott and I we had the opportunity to go up there and be with the anglers and cheer them on and be with the families, and it was just a great time. On that junior side, we had Caden Wingfield, Callan Williams made it up there, Perry Glenn, Walker Brogdon, Bentley Brown, Lawton Rollison, Cullen Sanders, and Trace Nobles got in through the opens, the junior opens, and those guys did pretty well. They ended up in sixth out of 125 teams after 2 days of fishing. So great job. On that high school side, I think we had right at 249 teams competing, 3 days of competition, the full fish the first 2 days. And then on that third day, the top 25 got to fish. So out of our 30 teams from Florida that went up there, we had 3 of them make that final day. Connor Crawford, Brody Beam was in 25th, ended up in 25th. We had Carson Falk, Trey Blackman ended up in 21st. Easton Morrow and R.J. Sanger ended up in 17th place, so congrats to them. We also had one angler, Trent Allen. He was up there this year fishing by himself. Partner didn't get to go. But he caught the biggest bass of the tournament, 8.8 pounds, I think is what that fish went. So pretty awesome. Scott, you want to add anything to nationals as far as what you experienced, what you saw?
No, I thought it was a great tournament. Good lake. I've never been there before. It was a great venue. Look forward to going back up there.
Absolutely. So we wanted to get on here tonight. Obviously, we've had a lot of things happen over, like I say, last couple of weeks while we was up there. Florida Bass Nation made the decision to part ways with me, and that's fine. And we're not going to get into the details of all that here. Scott and I have had the opportunity to talk, and we're just going to move on. We've put together a new tournament series. We have approached Bass about possibly having some tournament trails under them, but the only problem going that route is we were not going to be I guess you'd say they weren't going to let us have a junior program, and we both feel like that junior program is the future of the sport. Those are the ones at that age that are, they're going to come up and be your high school anglers, eventually your college anglers, and go on and jump out there and start fishing out in the world competitively. So we have thought real hard about this process, and we've made the decision that we are just creating a new brand of the Florida Elite Anglers Junior High School Tournament Series, and under that brand, or we'll be fishing under the brand of MLF and the Bass Federation Series. They've got a good program. It's something we're looking forward to building here in Florida under the Student Angler Federation, and then under the junior program that they have. So we've been scrambling this past week to put this all together, and we know a lot of people out there are, wanting to know how things are going to work. And Scott, I think you'd agree. I think the easy and simple answer is we're running 4 trails and we're going to keep it as similar as possible. Wouldn't you agree?
Yes.
What we've done.
It's the same format. We'll do continue to give trophies and payouts, and nothing on that side is going to change.
Yeah, so it's 4 trails, a north trail, a south trail, a fall trail, and a spring trail. That's the same thing we were looking at doing under the previous brand, and we're just going to carry that over. The TBF does have a national qualifier that the teams can qualify for. Their qualifying format is very similar to that of before. It's actually a little bit better because instead of it being staggered where it was based on 25, 50, and then 150 teams, this is just based on straight 33 teams. So every 33 teams on that high school side that qualify that every 33 teams we have fish a trail, they will qualify and get a national berth. So we would still ultimately in each trail be looking at 2 to 3 national berths if we get the numbers that we've had in the past. So we want you to take this opportunity, if you would. You're more than welcome to ask questions about the new series and about the schedule that we have out there. Again, we're not going to get into any of this other stuff that's been going on. We'll let the legal system play out on that, and attorneys can handle that. So with that, we're setting up in this whole process, we've had to put together a board of directors. Scott has been gracious enough to step in he'll be the president of the board. And we're still putting people in place, but Miss Kim has agreed to be Kim Smith has agreed to be our secretary, and we'll have the treasurer and other members of the board as well. So we're trying to get everybody in place now. Again, it's been a week. We're scrambling to try and figure out how TBF and handles their series, how their qualifying is going. So it's been a big learning experience to try and put all this together in such a short time. We're going to kick this thing off as far as our registration goes. We're going to try to get our registration open so you can start registering your anglers, paying their dues. We will have a dues just like we do in like we had previously. Instead of it being a state dues, it's just going to be a series dues that would be paid. That will go back into the program for operation expenses, just like your state dues did. There's a national dues. So the series dues will be $25. The national dues that TBF has is $25. Just like before, you're going to have to pay those through TBF's roster management system. I sent out an email to all the directors yesterday with links to those, and pay attention because you've got to sign up your high school club and your junior club, just like we did before. So pay attention to those links, and after September 1, you can start paying those national dues. You want to add anything at this point, Scott?
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. Make sure that you don't pay before the 1st, so you'll be repaying. As far as us, the members, the series dues and the registration fee will be due at the first tournament.
Well, you got to have those paid by the first tournament. Like I said, we're going to try and get that open tomorrow on Fishing Chaos. We'll continue to use Fishing Chaos. So we're in the process, and something new with Fishing Chaos this year they're doing is they're trying to set it up so that the club directors can pay multiple dues at once. So, if you've got a club and you got 10 members in it, my understanding the way this will work is your club director will be able to pay for those 10 members all at once instead of in the past they had to do it individually. So it'll be hopefully a lot easier for you to pay your your dues through Fishing Chaos for the series. And then, of course, as you get your members paid, the dues paid, we've got to link the anglers together just like we do every season. We have to link them together, and then at that point, the anglers will then be able to go and register for tournaments. Let's see here. It says, if you're affiliated with MLF, are you going to ban FS? No. So the forward-facing sonar question, that's a good one there. So keep in mind, MLF has a high school open series, just like Bassmaster has a high school open series. MLF high school open series is the one they are banning forward-facing sonar in those tournaments. So if MLF brings a tournament to the Harris Chain in the first of the year, you would not be able to use forward-facing sonar in that tournament. As far as our tournaments goes and the ones that we're hosting under TBF, and when you advance to TBF Nationals, you do not have, that does not come into play. You will be able to use forward-facing sonar. There is no ban there. So
the next question is about fees. That's for sanctioned events, as in the state championship, the nationals, and the worlds. It does not pertain to the trails.
Right. So because we're an independent trail, we do have a fee. We've got a fee in place. Now, if you want to go fish TBF Florida, what they call their state championship, and we would encourage anybody fishing our trails to go do that because there are national berths there. You could go fish that one-day event wherever it may be, but you could go fish it at no entry fee and potentially qualify for nationals that way. That is the unique thing, I think, about this series, about being under TBF, is there are multiple ways to get national berths. You can fish the MLF Open, high school open tournaments if you choose. You can jump into the TBF Florida State Championship tournament and fish that, no entry fee, and you could potentially qualify for nationals there. It's one for every 10 boats they have in that tournament. You'll get a national berth, or they're going to give out a national berth. So yes, there's multiple ways, but through our series, we will have an entry fee you pay, and then we're going to do payouts at the end of the day, just like we do with our other tournaments, just like we've done in the past. So single day tournaments we're running. Saturday will be one tournament, a north or a south. Sunday will be a fall or spring, depending on the time of the year. Payouts are going to be based on participation. We're going to try and keep them very similar to what we've done in the past, but obviously we got to see what the participation is going to look like first.
Since there's not a question up there right now, I had something on the high school. You have a national and you have a worlds. You have a national and you have a worlds in the juniors. In the high school, any member can register for the world championship, which runs at the same time as the national championship. In the junior division, that is not the same. You have to qualify for nationals and worlds to go to that one. You don't have the option to go straight to worlds. So you can potentially go to the worlds and national championship, and if you're qualified for nationals, you could potentially win a national championship and a world championship all at the same tournament. It's pretty unique how they do that.
Yeah, it is pretty awesome the way they run those two together. It's a big field. They will have upwards of 350, 450 boats in this tournament. But like Scott said, you may be fishing the national title and the world title, or you may be in there just fishing it for the world title. And as he said, juniors is different. Juniors is held at a different time, just like previously. Don't know where the junior national championship will be next year, the high school national championship, from what I'm being told, is going to be on Lake Cumberland up in Kentucky. So that will be pretty awesome. After that, looks like they are taking it to Lake Hartwell. So already know next couple of years where the nationals will be at. So again, I am solely going to be in this as the tournament director, event coordinator. I'll still be working with the tourist development councils, but we are trying to build more of a team here, get a board structured and put together that can help out and be here for ideas and things like that. So again, want to if you're interested, I'd say reach out to Scott, talk to him. You're more than welcome to call me, but I'm trying to let Scott build that, and we're still, like I say, trying to put our corporation together, the C3 and all that. We're still talking with the accountants and getting all that stuff in place. Something else we need to hit on, Scott, is the clubs that are sanctioned by their high schools, ran by their high schools.
Yes.
You want to touch on some of that?
Yeah, in the past, there's been some kids jumping from their school teams with permission or with maybe some kind of paper. I don't know, but David attended the National Youth Directors meeting prior to Nationals. And at that meeting, they said that they are not allowing it anymore. If your school has a team, you must fish with that team.
This is under BASS now.
This is for BASS. So
yeah.
if you were to fish with us, you would be fine, but you would not be able to go to the Bass Opens, which we are going to encourage kids to go to the Bass Opens. So if you even wanted to try to do both divisions, then you are not going to be allowed to fish with bass if you jump from your school. They got to know that it's not going to happen this year. They're stopping it.
So what we're trying to say here is we want to see as many kids come out and fish with us through the Florida Elite Anglers Junior High School Tournament Series. But what we don't encourage is we're not encouraging, if your high school has a club, you got to understand that we're not telling you under our series that you've got to stay in that club. But here's what the school can do to you. The school can basically come in and say, we're not going to give you excused absences to leave early, so if you want to leave Thursday, Friday and get that excused absence, the school doesn't have to do that if you're not fishing under their program. So it puts you in jeopardy of then missing classes, missing assignments. You got to remember, when these schools do this, they do not have to let you make up any of these assignments, any tests that you may miss. So then what happens is it affects your GPA, your attendance. And we're going to require that through the Florida Elite Anglers. You've got to maintain a 2.0 grade point average. And the attendance, if we hear back from the your club advisors that your attendance has dropped and the school's, flunking you for that or whatever, penalizing you for that, then it could cost you the opportunity to fish with us. So everybody just needs to understand that Bass has their rules, Bassmaster has their rules on how they want to address the clubs, and they're putting a hard foot down. Just like Scott said, they're putting their foot down this year. If your school has a club, you got to fish under that club. No ifs, ands, and buts. But with us, we're flexible on that. But again, if it impacts your grades or it impacts your, impacts your attendance, and you've got to maintain a 2.0 to be able to keep fishing. So that's what Scott was trying to say there. We're getting some questions here about jerseys. We're not going to, you're not required to have MLF or TBF or our logo on your shirts, your jerseys. I know a lot of our clubs have already ordered jerseys, and that is not a requirement that's going to be enforced this year. So we will, that is going to be flexible this year. As far as rules, so right now, if you want to see the high school rules, you can go to highschool.org.
Highschoolfishing.org.
Highschoolfishing.org. And click on the rules there. There's TBF high school, I think is the way there's a tab there for high school. You can click on that. You'll see the rules that we are going to be enforcing. We will be addressing some additional rules. We're not going to change anything that they have there. Some of it may not even apply to what we do, but there are going to be a few things that we will enforce, and we'll get those posted with our Fishing Chaos on our Fishing Chaos page when we get that up and going. So just bear with us on the rules. But again, the rules as far as they're going to be pretty much what TBF has out there. So that way there's no confusion when you do go to nationals as to what we enforce and what the TBF may be holding you to.
The junior site is the bassfederation.org, I believe. It's a different site than the high school site.
Yes. And you got both of those links. The club directors have both of those links on their on the email I sent out to them yesterday. So just, again, pay attention. If you're dealing with juniors, you need to go to, like Scott said, the bassfederation.com and look for the juniors. High school, it's highschoolfishing.org, and look for the high school tab there on the rules.
I see two more. Let's see two more there. One is, what if the school opens a club mid-year? That's going to be between the school and Bass, I would say, most likely. The other one is Luke, and that's a very good question. Fishing with us, there must be 3 people in the boat at all times. That you cannot fish without a partner. If for some reason your partner is sick or has to go to a funeral or whatever it is, you will have to find another adult or chaperone or somebody to be in the boat. There has to be 3 people in the boat at all times during tournaments or official days, which our practice day at this time is not considered an official day.
Yeah, we still won't do any official practice days, just like we've done in the past. You'll have up till Friday to go out and pre-fish. Come Saturday, though, like Scott said, 3 people in the boat. If a partner gets sick the night before, then you're going to have to find somebody to go in that boat to be an observer. So you're going to have to communicate with us and keep us posted. Scott, you may need to turn on the light. You're getting it's getting dark on you there, man.
Is it?
Yeah.
Well, the reflection in the mirror was bad.
But no, there you go.
Was that other one okay?
Yeah, that's fine. But no, no, it wasn't dark. It's still dark on you. There you go. There you go. Now you're good. But no, got to have 3 people in the boat. That is a requirement that TBF, MLF do require. If it's an observer, but you got to have 3 people in the boat when you come by us in the morning to take off. As far as somebody asked about the trailer, going to need to replace that. We're working on it. We've got some options for the first part of the year here. people that we're talking to about using the trailer. But yes, we are working on replacing the big trailer and getting something new and about the same as what we had before. Let me see. Shanna, no, they could join a community team and not fish with your school with permission. I'm not sure what you're saying, Shanna, but again, if for the Florida Elite Anglers TBF program that we're doing, you could have an angler in one school and go fish with an angler in another school. But what you need to be aware of is that school may not, if there's one of the anglers are in a school that has a fishing program, that program they do not have to give you excused absences if you're not going to fish under them. You just got to understand that. So you could be penalized. A lot of schools say after 4 or 5 days, if you miss 4 or 5 days of school, they can flunk you, do whatever, penalize you for doing so. So that could cost you on your grades. Y'all got to pay attention to that. But we are not going to allow the biggest thing. We can't have people coming from, North Georgia down here to fish with a team in Florida. We can have our Georgia teams there in South Georgia, Bainbridge. If Bainbridge has a kid up there that wants to come fish with an angler in Tallahassee, that is permissible. The Georgia teams can still come down and fish with us. That is not a problem. So everything in the past that we've done, with the exception of having to be in the same club, same high school, we're doing the same. So let's see. Third person must be an adult or just whoever can fill in. Yes, it can be. We're going to basically put the burden back on you guys. Obviously, they can't be a guide. They can't be somebody. The guide's the biggest thing. Preferably, though, it's a mom or a friend, but yeah, it could be a sister, a brother. Just got to be 3 people. So it's just that is a rule that TBF is hard and that's what they're going to enforce. So got to stay to that. What if a school opens a club in the middle of the year? Obviously, if a school was to start a club in the middle of the year and kids are already fishing, they're probably not going to penalize them for that. But again, that is that's not a rule we're going to be impacted by there. That'll be a bass rule. They'll have to deal with it on the BASS side. Our biggest thing in bringing that up with the BASS stuff is we know with Glenn being a friend of ours and being over the nationals and his history being down here in Florida, we know that some of you guys are going to want to fish the BASS events. You just got to know that rule will be enforced this year to the T. They're just not going. But as far as our trail goes, this new trail, Florida Elite Anglers Junior High School Series, it's not going to impact you here. Let's see. Anything else?
Yeah, they asked if the field-in can fish. No, because they're not the partner or registered for the tournament. They're basically in the boat for safety.
Yeah. No, if you have to bring in a third person, they're not going to be able to fish. They're just going to have to be an observer. So, what else can we tell you guys? Again, our series is going to run from September to April. We'll have a June championship. We're going to stay with the dates that we've got posted out there. The June championship will be, because it was already set, we're going to keep that date, but it's going to be about 2 weeks before Nationals. So my advice to you is go ahead and book reservations at Nationals.
At Worlds,
at Worlds, Nationals, book them, and then we're probably going to have a couple national berths to give away. So if it's your team that gets to advance to nationals from the championship, then you've got a short window to work in there. So still required to have 6 members in a club. So for our series, no. When you're reading the rules, it says 6 members required. The way with an independent trail like we've got, we're considered a club as well. So we will have the 6 members under our club, under Florida Elite Anglers. And then all of your clubs will be like, I guess you'd say a sub club or a club within under ours. So if you've got 2 kids in your club, you're fine. But it's got to be under a club. You're going to have to register that club with TBF. You're going to have to go in and pay their dues on the roster management system they have. And you can see, and again, I want to emphasize, do not pay any national dues. You can go to those websites that we gave you earlier for the junior and the high school side of it. And you can go in there and it'll tell you how to set up a club. You can go in there and start doing that now, but do not pay any national dues until after September 1. Have any locations for the 26 nationals and worlds? Yes, we Lake Cumberland up in Kentucky. Don't know dates yet. Don't know the dates yet. We'll get those out as soon as we hear what the dates are. But you got to understand, they just had their junior worlds that was going on the same time as the high school Bassmaster High School Nationals. So they're just getting back, and they're just getting all that scheduled. So, can the juniors help the anglers like before? We'll check on that, Megan. That is one question we haven't been asked. I don't want to tell you they can or they can't. So we'll check on that and get back to you. If I had to speculate, yes, they probably will allow them, but let us check on that first and get back to you. What else can anybody come up with? Again, this was an opportunity we wanted to give you guys to talk to us about this trail, about this series. We're excited about it. It's something that I've been considering for quite some time. I wanted to try and keep something under Bass, but the only problem is the junior program not being able to have a junior program. So that's why it was never done until now. But it just worked out that we are able to, under TBF and under the SAF program, be able to do this. Will teams still qualify for states if they fish all the trails? Yes, we're keeping that implemented. So you will be able to go to states and still qualify or fish everything and still qualify for we're not calling it states. We're going to call it our series championship. We don't want it to be confused with TBF state championship that they have. So we're just calling this a series championship. I know the flyer we put out on the website. And we do have a website currently under construction. I guess we should mention that. FloridaEliteAnglers.com. You can go there. It's got the schedule posted right now. But that is the site where everything will be, posted. You'll have links there that can take you over to Fishing Chaos if you don't want to jump right straight to Fishing Chaos. So we'll post stuff there, try to do some write-ups on some of the results that we have, and take care of that. What else we got, Scott?
Luke's got a question. I believe the answer is yes, but once again, like David said, if they fish for us and not their school, they may not get excused. And you miss the test, and that can be bad. The next,
Megan,
the next
I was gonna say,
question. Yeah. Megan's.
Megan had something. Let's see. Also had a hard time finding where to make roster in Florida. Megan, we'll get all when we start with the roster system and get everything up and going. I'll probably put something out tomorrow letting y'all know when Fishing Chaos is up and when you can start paying your series dues. But as far as the roster and where to go for TBF, I will send everybody links to that. As you pay your dues in Fishing Chaos, we'll be getting emails and we'll be able to do a mass email through Fishing Chaos telling you where to go. Again, whether it's junior or for a high school club. What else you got, Scott?
Well, I got one, but I'm going to answer this one first. Eric asked if a team is a community club and no school team, can they fish both? Yes, that does not fall under BASS's school. If they're in a club, they should be fine. Yeah. Scott asks if we put multiple boats in the water, is that multiple points? Points for just putting a boat in, etc. I'm not really sure exactly what he's asking there. Do you know, David, what he's saying?
I'm not sure about that. It's you've got, we're going to require you to launch your boat. You got to, whether it's just take it out there and run it around in a circle real quick and load it up, but you got to launch it to be able to earn any points. So,
yes, you have to come
multiple boats.
Come by the launch people.
As far as multiple boats, no, it's one team earns points for participation, and then you'll get based on the tournament results, you'll get tournament points there. What else? Let's see here.
Are high school anglers able to qualify for your tournament series championship and the TBF state championship? The TBF state championship, which this year was held in February, the date is not confirmed. That state championship is open to all high school kids that are members of the student federation or the TBF. There is no entry fee. And it's 1 out of 10 national berths. So last year they had 30 kids, so they gave out 3 spots.
So Scott Stites there, to answer your question, I have the option of 2 boats, putting 4 team members on the water. 2 boats, you would have 2 anglers and a boat captain in one boat, 2 anglers and a boat captain in another boat. If I understand, you've got 4 teams, so you're going to need 2 more boats to have 4 teams. So if you're talking about 4 team members, then I think you got it covered. 2 boats with 2 anglers and a boat captain in one, and 2 anglers and a boat captain in another. What's the entry fee? I just got on. Is it the $25 SAF membership on Fish Only? No. So $25 is the national dues. We're charging a $25 Florida Elite Anglers Series dues as well, Jody, too. So you would pay that through Fishing Chaos with your club.
The entry fee is the same, $65 a day.
So yeah, for $65 to fish the tournaments.
For the first tournament, you would owe $155, and then September 1st, you would pay $25 to TBF.
So, if they're not the original partner, Alicia Mishler, if they're not the original partner who was registered for the tournament, then no, they cannot. I think Luke's answering somebody there. high school anglers able to qualify for tournament series championship TBF. Okay, so Scott, you answered that. So the state championship that TBF has is a free tournament. Any of the high school anglers can go fish that as long as you paid your dues. Junior anglers can make nationals and worlds also. Yes, junior anglers can make nationals and world also. The qualify, we think we're actually going to be able to have a few more additional berths for the junior anglers. We're trying to get some clarification on how that. We know it's one for every 20 teams, so we're trying to get some clarification on if we've got 4 trails. Looks like each trail may be able to get a national berth for the juniors, and then we have a series championship. We hope to get a national berth there for the juniors. So we could potentially be looking at 5. We think we possibly have about 5 national berths. We may have more than that. So we've just got to wait. Again, the juniors are handled a little bit different than the high school, whereas the junior program is run by the TBF itself, and the high school program is run under the Student Angler Federation. So a little bit different. So let's see, what else do we have here? Hope we haven't missed anybody. We apologize if we did. Again, we're excited about this, looking forward to it. It's just, our biggest challenge is we've got such a short window to put everything together. So we will, again, this is going to be as exciting and as fun for the anglers as our previous tournaments were. All the hype, all the buildup will be there. We encourage them to come out and be a part of it. Quite frankly, it should be the exact same tournament. Everything that we've done in the past, it'll just be under, like I say, a different brand. Perry, thank you. Appreciate you being on board. We do have some folks that have offered to be on. As I said, Scott's putting together an executive board of directors, and then we'll have a general board of directors that Scott's already been talking to some folks out there about serving on that and having input there. So, reach out to Scott if that's something you're interested in. Certainly love to have any of the help, any help we can get. What else we got here, Scott? You've been watching pop up?
Yeah, well, I missed Veronica, and then she actually just replied again that I guess because we missed her. She asked, how many tournaments do the kids need to fish to qualify for Worlds, Nationals on the TBF side? How will bass qualifications be done as far as the 4 tournament trails series? So we won't have anything to do with bass unless she mistyped. To qualify for nationals, there's not a requirement of how many tournaments you got to fish, but you have to be in the top of the points to get that national berth. The Worlds, which runs at the same time, same venue, 2 different tournaments within one, is open to all high school anglers. You don't have to qualify to fish in the world competition.
So again, if you have a team that's qualified for nationals through our trails or maybe through the Florida TBF high school state championship that they hold, or maybe they qualify through the MLF Opens, those anglers will go to nationals. They'll compete at nationals. At the same time, while they're there, they're also going to be competing in this world championship that they have out there. Along with that, if you got an angler out there that, y'all want to make the trip, no fish, compete in the worlds, you can do that. There's, like I said, as long as you paid like Scott explained earlier, as long as you paid your dues, you can go fish the world side of that event. And again, it's a fun time. A lot of boats. Anywhere in the past, they've had from 350 to 450 boats out there competing in this. So it's a big event. It's over a 3-day period. Very exciting. So, see anything else, Scott?
Yeah. Somebody asked about bags. Yes, we will do the same thing we've been doing. We will supply the bags. They will get them when they turn in their numbers, pick up their bags just like we always have. Uh, Luke's fired up and ready to get this thing going. Luke, I had a headache for a week and a half trying to get this so we could talk to y'all. So I'm excited. I'm ready. I know David is too. So
Um,
let's see.
Guys, everybody's saying thank you. I can tell you this: thank you for the support, and
Yes.
we just putting on the platform here. It's your kids, it's you guys bringing them out. You club directors, the parents, you guys out there in the communities. It's you guys bringing them out to fish. We've just got the platform here. It's not. We couldn't do it without you. Okay, I mean, so all this is all for our heart and soul has been into this. I mean, I've been doing this for years now, and Scott's been involved in it. And neither one of us, his boy graduated a couple years ago, and I don't have any kids in it. So we do it because we love the sport. We love seeing these young anglers be able to advance, chase their dreams, do stuff that wasn't out there when we were young, this age. But it's exciting to be out there and be able to host this platform for them, talk to them. I know we've got I'm a college coach, and I know we've got a couple of college coaches on this feed right here. And it's about giving these kids a chance to go out there and be able to show off their talents and be able to compete against the best of the best, be it here in the state or around the country, and even look at taking that next leap into college if that's what they choose to do, or if they want to jump out into the different brands out there, into their opens and their different competition levels. It sets them up for that. But this is really just about giving them that opportunity to compete against people their age and making that next step if they choose to do so. We'll give it a little bit more here. We've been on here now. It looks like I know I got a timer here somewhere.
48 minutes.
About 48 minutes. So we'll keep going here for a few more minutes.
Ashley asked about kids volunteering for school hours. That would be great if we had kids that could stay around and help pack up. We won't have as much to pack up in the beginning as we used to, but at some time we will. Scott asked about college scholarships. There is a college coach on right now, Tony Miracle. There is a college coach that's hosting this live. We have connections with a lot of other college coaches that will be looking for our kids that will receive scholarships to go on. So, yes, there is scholarships available.
And we'll do like we've done at all of our previous championships that we've held. We'll have a means of being able to award scholarships during the championship. During the series championship, we'll give out scholarships. We're still looking to make that championship as big and exciting as it always has been. We'll do the big trophies for the championships. We're looking to still try and do the rings. Again, we're going to mimic everything that we've been doing. It's worked, and the anglers like it. The students, the kids like it. So we're not going to, change it up. Obviously, the support out there from sponsors. We're working with our sponsors. We've got several of those that have followed us over. We've got some that are coming back that was ran off previously we won't get into as to why, but they left. And so we've got some of them coming back now that we're under a different brand here. Let's see. Yes. Bobby Lane Cup also has scholarships out there available for the juniors and high school kids, high school anglers. Is MLF a good platform to help these kids to go to college? Do they offer a combine? Jim, they don't offer a combine, but
Tony answered that.
Yeah, there's nothing to stop you from getting out there and still being able to these kids to be able to show off their talent through this platform.
Tony said there's a camp at Murray State over the
That's
summer.
right. Yep, that's right. Matter of fact, they do have I forgot about that. MLF does do a summer camp, and it's usually at Murray State up there. I think that's Benton, Kentucky, or if I may be off on the city's name. But anyway, they do have a summer camp there. It's very similar. It's a great platform for these guys to go and participate in, and it's about a week long. Whole lot of information with the pros and things like that they offer. Let's see. I see SEU selling their boat in Lakeland. Is the team going away? What colleges are out there? So, Scott, there's a lot of colleges out there. As far as the SEU program, no, it's not going away. We're just getting rid of an expense there that is not necessary. There's some insurance issues there that the school does not want to. They don't care to keep paying on having that insurance issue and then the maintenance itself on maintaining the boat. So they have made that decision to sell it. So if anybody's interested in it, it's out there. We may have it sold, but we're working on yes, that boat is out there. All right. I think we've been right about an hour here. So we are going to say good night to everybody. Again, thank you for getting on and joining the live stream. Hopefully we've answered your questions. If you think of something here in a little while or during the week, or, feel free to text Scott or I, email us, either one, call us. May not answer right away. This is usually about the best way to get in touch with either of us. But again, we're here. We want to try to make it as smooth as possible to listen into our these. Let's see here. This year, that was another question I had. Is 300,000 liability insurance still applicable? Yes, got 300,000 limited liability coverage on these to participate. Do that. So there's amount across the major platforms out there. We'll live stream record. Yeah, so it's end here, Instagram on our Facebook page, YouTube page for you to go back and look at, or for people to see later and listen to. So yes. So
Luke
that,
Luke wants breakfast. So we will talk to Stalvey about getting you some biscuits.
Actually,
Luke.
Mr. Stalvey has already called me. Stalvey's Barbecue. He has already called me about our tournament on the Harris chain. He is planning on being there. Obviously, it will depend on how many entries we have. If it's worth his while to come down from Palatka and do breakfast and do the lunches and whatnot, be there for our weigh-ins. He is all in and we'll do it. But we've got to get the turnout. So get your anglers signed up as soon as we get the registrations open and get the dues paid, all that good stuff. Again, don't forget, you got to pay the dues. Then you have to let us know. If you're a club director, just send me a list of your teams. I'll link them together once they paid the dues. They got to pay the dues. I'll link them together, and then they can sign up for the tournament. And then come September 1, you guys can take care of your national dues and get those taken care of on the roster management system with TBF. So, insurance question, yes. Like I said, you got to carry 300,000 combined limited liability on the boats. We'll ask you for that if we'll just do random request on it. But you got to carry that. and you're more than welcome to bring us a copy of it so we have it on file. But you do got to carry that 300,000 combined limited liability on the boats. All right, with that, we're going to say good night. And again, feel free to reach out to us, guys. Thank you so much. We're right at an hour long, so thank you, and looking forward to seeing you guys out on the water. Got anything, Scott?
No, thank you all for watching, and we're ready to go fishing. We're still working, still a lot to be done, but we're working every day, trying to get it all done and be ready for the first tournament.
Good night, guys. See y'all later.
See you.